the day after Christmas again. It's 2011, almost 11:30 at night. Just got done watching the Laker game and did a lot of thinking. And obviously, it wasn't too pretty, but I still think we'll be all right. We're just not going to be the top contenders like we're used to being. It's pretty clear that Miami might have the best team in basketball right now, and I believe that as much as it pains me to say it, Miami's best basketball will beat anybody else in the league's best basketball. And to get a little different perspective on that, I have a Miami Heat specialist on set with me today. His name is Joshua Carroll. And Joshua, I'd like you to welcome down to the show as he makes his little entrance. Did you see him in the mirror? There he is. All right.
Hello.
So Joshua is not exactly from Miami, but he is a true fan. He is from Florida. He has been a Heat fan ever since I've known him, which has been many years. And before before D Wade got drafted, he was there. So, real quickly, we'll talk about the Heat first. They only had one game. They played Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They showed what they did. What were the best parts of the game? The Heat's strongest factors that you think is going to take them to their title.
Well, I think it goes without saying that the most impressive thing in the Heat debut was LeBron James and Dwayne Wade's new post game. Clearly, the most impressive player in the game was LeBron James, of course, who put up beastly numbers, which seemed to come easy to him. Those 10 rebounds, 37 was just some of the easiest points and buckets I've ever seen him get.
They said after the whole finals fiasco with LeBron, oh, he's not clutch. But I believe the biggest part was his inability to score from the post position, whether it's high post, low post. I mean, I've seen clips of J.J. Rey guarding him and him not taking advantage. They say it's because he didn't have to in high school. What did he need to do that for in high school or whatever? Even in the beginning, he had no reason to. But it definitely seemed like that develops. Another thing that people really might miss is their defense is scary. They're not an easy team to score against. They're athletic, they're fast, and it just seems like they're everywhere.
Yes, like you said about LeBron, they're 6'8". There's no reason he shouldn't be in the post. And then you're going to talk about their size. LeBron's 6'8" frame, Dwayne Wade's speed, Chris Bosh's length, Joel Anthony, one of the most athletic centers in the league, and Mario Chalmers and Norris Cole, two-headed beasts at the point guard position. There's no reason they're not one of the best defensive players or defensive teams in the league. You add Shane Battier in there, it's just scary. It's just scary what their
perimeter defense is something to
The only thing that
strong.
really concerns me as far as defense would be the post defense, but we also have Dexter Pittman coming in, even Juwan Howard. I mean, we've got fouls. Eddie Curry's going to be suiting up in a matter of weeks. We've got guys, big guys, and down there are willing to guard big players like Dwight Howard, but the NBA is not full of great big men in the league anymore. So
Right.
I think we're ready.
Right. All right, so we've talked, we know how good the Heat are. In my opinion, I think the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks would probably be their fiercest rivals. I don't think Boston's going to play that big of a factor anymore. I don't think Orlando is going to be that much of a problem. Starting with the Chicago Bulls, they have the MVP, probably maybe the most dangerous player in the game, in Derrick Rose. Can get to the basket whenever he wants to. Great finisher. They just added Rip Hamilton. Seems like he can be solid. Luol Deng is pretty solid. Maybe a little inconsistent, but he can play. Joakim Noah. And they seem to have, a nice lineup.
Yes, their lineup is very nice on paper. I mean, I was reading an article today that was ranking the top NBA starters in the league, and Bulls was number 1, which I disagree with completely because Derrick Rose is playing very passively. He can't keep that up if the Bulls are going to be contenders. And even if he does start playing hard, when it comes to the championship, when it comes to the playoffs, LeBron James guards Derrick Rose better than anyone else in the league because he can match his speed and he's got the size to bother him. Rip Hamilton is not going to be a factor on that team. He's not going to put up numbers because Derrick Rose is not going to be a patient enough point guard to stand at the top of the key and wait for Rip Hamilton to run off screens. Like you said, Luol Deng, inconsistent. Carlos Boozer gets too much credit for what he is. He is not a premier post player, in my opinion. Too small. He's getting punked by Paul Gasol on opening day. Joakim Noah is no threat on offense. The team that I think, like you said, is going to be the best in the East, or the best matchup for us, is the Knicks because Carmelo Anthony, scary get.
Right.
Amari Stoudemire, beast. Tyson Chandler anchoring that defense, along with Baron Davis, and Tony Douglas did a solid job. Tony Douglas did a solid job, man. Like, they're gonna be nice. Landry Fields in there, they're gonna be solid. And then, like you said, Celtics. I think they're too old.
Too old. Definitely too old. Even the Magic don't have enough weapons.
Too many problems.
I think the thing about the Knicks and the Heat is the Knicks' strengths are where the Heat's weaknesses are, and vice versa. The Knicks, they don't look like they're going to be a real fast and can guard everywhere on the floor like the Heat can, or let alone guard the Heat out there. But like you mentioned earlier, to put up with Tyson Chandler and Amari and even the guard / forward of Carmelo, it might be tough. But I still think that if the Heat play their best basketball and the Knicks play their basketball, the Heat come out on top. And normally in a 7-game series, the team, the better team normally does.
And I think that the Knicks, this is their first year really with the experiment of their front court, including Tyson Chandler. And just like the Heat, they're going to have to work out some kinks. They're going to have to work out those problems. It's going to be an experiment year. So I don't expect them to do as good this year as they will do next year. So if the Heat are going to win the championship, this is definitely their year to do it coming out the East.
So coming from my perspective, I'm just in a whole completely new environment that I am not used to. I'm extremely spoiled as a Laker fan of the whole reconstruction process. The most I've ever been through was about 2 or 3 years after Shaq left, and to be honest, I was huge into it, but I know more about the game now, and I'm older, and I understand more of what's going on, and I hate it. I don't see us. I watched this tonight. I think our biggest issue is definitely our defense. We still seem to act like we can run with these teams and can guard everywhere on the floor, like the Heat's young and quick and talented and fast lineup can. We can't do that. We can't show and recover on everything. We don't get back to our big guys, and even if we have 2 guys out on the perimeter, their point guards and guards are fast enough, and they split the double team every time. And it just seems like we give up open shots that we can't play that type of defense. We need to change something.
That being said, the Lakers, they impressed me on opening day, and they're impressing again today despite being 0-2. The new guys are looking solid. The new guys are looking real solid. And you got to remember that Bynum's not playing. I mean, Bynum is the second best center in the league. He's going to help a lot. And with Kobe and Bynum, the Lakers will always have a chance in the weaker Western Conference.
Western Conference is definitely weaker, but
Thunder.
The Thunder, kind of like in the East, their strengths are where our weaknesses are. And I just even with despite the defense, we have problems on offense. Sometimes we put lineups out there that where I don't see it. I'm not an NBA coach. I'm nowhere near that level. But as far as a fan's perspective, who seems to know a little bit about the game, I don't see where the logic is. I think at one point we had Steve Blake, Metta World Peace, Matt Barnes, Troy Murphy, and McRoberts. Just guys that they combined with Metta having a stellar game in his ability right now. Combined, maybe finish the game with less than 30 points. And especially Pau Gasol. Don't get me started on him. We're paying him how much? About $15 million. How much did he have the first game? 14 points. By the way, Bynum's not playing. How much did he have the second game? I think at the end of the fourth quarter, middle of fourth, he had 13. I didn't keep track of him because I was done with him. How many rebounds did he have? I don't know. Game just ended, and bottom line is I should know. I know how many rebounds Dwight Howard has because he normally has about 14, 15 boards. Pau Gasol should have that playing against DeMarcus Cousins, who is an undersized big man, although he is talented, and without our center there. He's our center. No reason he shouldn't be by far the leading rebounder for our team.
Like we were discussing today, the Lakers are not the Laker team that we've seen in the past.
They're not.
We were just looking at their payroll. Their 4th and 5th highest paid players are Luke Walton and Metta World Peace. I mean,
it's all
that
wrong.
doesn't bode well for your team.
It's all wrong. I think we have a lot of work to be done. I think we can get better. I'm not saying that our season is ended because of our 0-2. I'm smarter to know that 2 games does not make your season. But it's clear that we have problems. It's clear that the East is stronger, and it's also clear that the Heat are scary good. As much as I hate to say it, I would be the happiest person in the world if LeBron didn't get a ring. But unless something happens, something big, looks like it's inevitable.
I think what's really going to help the Heat this year is they know their roles.
They do.
LeBron James knows he can dominate a game anytime he wants. But I think as we start getting more into the season, when it comes into clutch time, I think the ball is going to be in Dwayne Wade's hands.
Should be.
And I think Norris Cole is going to be getting more playing time with that fast lineup. So
we'll see.
It should be an interesting season.
2011 NBA, man. All right.